through it.
Our last piece, and again, thank you so much for listening to us, with us. Our last piece is a piece that we absolutely love. It's a piece called "Who Can See the Wind."
Here we go.
Thank you again, and thank you to Mr. Betke, the choir director for Vista del Lago High School. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Thank you. The Board of Education reconvenes into open session at 7:07 p.m. Roll call, please.
Serene Manuel, School Board Representative from Valley View High School.
Carrie Baugh, present.
C.J. Johnson, present.
Jesus Holguin, present.
Susan Smith, present.
Martin Rex Kidzior, present.
Robert Berry, present.
Thank you. Report out of closed session. Oop. It's not going on. Okay. Report out of closed session. We discussed student discipline cases, public employee appointment, public employee discipline cases, conference with labor negotiator, and conference with legal counsel. We had a motion about employee number 197964. Motion was made by Gary Boss, seconded by Mr. Johnson to approve the dismissal charges for employee 197964. This was approved by the Board of Education with a vote of 4 ayes, 0 nays, 1 absent. We also had a motion made by Mr. Holguin and seconded by Mr. Baugh to approve the dismissal charges for employee number 196261. This was approved by the Board of Education with a vote of 4 ayes, 0 nays, 1 absent. Okay, we will now have the Pledge of Allegiance led by Serene Manuel, Valley View High School.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for the inspiration. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Today's inspiration is, the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle. And that's by Steve Jobs.
All right, we also have one new employee that we hired tonight. We already voted on that, right? Yeah. We're going to vote on it now to hire one new employee, a director of maintenance and operations, and that person is Anthony Pipkin. Is he here? Yes. Yes, we will vote on it. Thank you. We would like to have a motion.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Baugh.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Johnson to hire Mr. Anthony Pipkin as Director of Maintenance and Operations. Call for a vote.
Mr. Baugh.
Aye.
Mr. Johnson.
Aye.
Mr. Holguin.
Aye.
Mrs. Smith.
Aye. I thought for a minute Mr. Johnson was reconsidering his vote. We talked about this upstairs.
Yeah,
We pulled him on board with us.
I almost changed my mind, but, you know.
Yeah. So, Mr. Pipkin, we'd like to hear from you. Would you come forward and
He
just
may
say
not
a
wanna
few
speak
comments?
now. He may not want to speak.
He
now
wants
after
to
I did
speak
it.
to the rest of us. You, he's not sure about. Mr. Pipkin comes to us from Hemet Unified School District, where he was Director of Maintenance and Operations from Hemet. So again, we have made a successful steal of an employee from another district. Thank you. And are looking forward very much to working with you here in Moreno Valley.
Thank you for the opportunity to work and serve with you all. I've been working in school business for over 30 years and really enjoy the service that we provide for our students and community, and I'm excited to join the Moreno Valley family. Thank you very much.
Thank you. When we looked over his qualifications, I was impressed with the fact that Mr. Pipkin, as he said, he has been in this business for many, many years, worked his way up from the bottom, and has been to a director position in Hemet before applying over here. So thank you, and we're looking forward to working with you, Mr. Pipkin.
Madam President, just for clarification, could we list the item number for this new employee?
Oh, I'm sorry, we did not list that item number. Do you have the item number there, Dr. Verde?
That's H4A1, Mrs. Smith, under approval of classified managerial personnel.
So we'll remove that from the consent agenda then.
Yes, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
We can do it later. Yeah.
No. All right, thank you. F2, dates of future board meetings. Our next meeting is June 12th. Whoa, that seems like a long way off. But there we are. June 12th is our next meeting, closed session at 5 o'clock, open at 7. We will talk about the LCAP and LCAP budget right here in the boardroom. So come and be ready for that exciting discussion. June 26th will be a closed session at 5 o'clock, open session at 7. At that time, we will approve the LCAP and the LCAP budget. So we're having the public hearing next time, and then the approval the time after that. July 17th, getting into summer, closed session at 5 o'clock, open session at 7 o'clock. And our next meeting after that will be our one meeting in August, which will be 5 o'clock for closed session, 7 o'clock for open session, and we will move on to the superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mrs. Smith, and good evening, everyone, and welcome to our board meeting. And I really am glad to see the CIF champions of Moreno Valley Unified School District from Valley View High School out here tonight. And I believe, Mr. Burmaster, do you have your champions from Moreno Valley High School with you? So it's like all this rivalry in here. So, you know, it's really good to have y'all in the room. Thank you for being here tonight. As you know, our mission statement is, I don't think so. Our mission statement is to make sure that every student graduates from high school and that they are prepared for college or career. Tonight, when I'm going over some of this data, you're going to be impressed at what's happened in Moreno Valley. And there's so much to tell that I can't tell it all. It's not all in here. But I want you to know there's a lot to say. Valley View High School participated in a program at Cal Poly Pomona, a programming contest. And I want you to know that for the first time, there were 83 schools from across California. Caitlin Langley, an 11th grader, won 10th place in the Grace Hopper category for females. That's huge. Y'all can clap for her. I don't think she's here. Miss Johnson is. But I want you to know that the Board of Education a few years ago decided to have a STEAM pathway from Northridge to Palm Middle School to Valley View. And this is the result of what the board wanted in having a concentration of programs at these schools. But these students have been in this STEAM pathway. Edgar Melendrez in the 10th grade and Jonathan Chow in the 12th grade and Caitlin Langley in the 11th grade. And their teacher, David Cooper Smith in the Palm STEAM Academy coordinator and coach, and Janine Rue, who's the AP Computer Science teacher, and Karen Johnson, of course, the principal. But the magnificent students, what they were able to do, and they really outperformed people, so congratulations. Northridge Elementary School, we're very proud of that school and all of our schools, but this school just received another award from the Educational Results Partnership and the Campaign for Business and Education Excellence. And 1,800 schools in California are identified for this honor roll award out of 10,000 public schools. Isn't that something? Y'all should clap for that, you know. Dr. McNair is the principal there. So one of the things we're very proud of is the number of students that are going to college in our district. And so over the past 8 years, Moreno Valley Unified School District's going rate to both 2- and 4-year institutions has increased by 12% from 48% to 60%. And over the past 8 years, the number of students going to 4-year institutions has increased 11%. So I want you to know this is one of the goals that we have in our district. I also want you to know that you should be really proud because there are districts around us, and you can look this up, but Moreno Valley is not that far behind them. But you know what happened in Moreno Valley? They've had the most growth over any district. So we're very proud of that. So when you look at this next slide, this is college enrollment. And over the past 8 years, the college growing rate has increased by 12% from 48% to 60%. And an MVUSD increased by 4% in total from 56% to 60%. And there's a neighboring district that's only 1% higher than us. So, and we've made the most growth over the past 8 years. So aren't y'all proud of that? It's huge. Yeah. And you know, people might say, are you making this up? You don't have to make it up. Great things are happening, and we're just so proud. Look at this next thing here. This is the best high schools in the U.S. News rankings. Now, this is a U.S. News and World Report Best High Schools, and how they selected these schools where they look at standardized tests, but they not only look at that, they compare standardized test performance with state average for sub-student groups, the graduation rate, and the college readiness rate on AP, IB, and other national exams. 28,000 schools are evaluated across the nation, and about 30% received a medal in the country. One of those schools is Vista del Lago High School, which received a silver medal, and that's a big thing. Is anybody here from Vista del Lago? Yeah, Kyla Griffin. Yeah, tell him. You know. And then Canyon Springs High School got a bronze medal. Or anybody here from Canyon Springs? And then Valley View High School got a bronze medal. So three of our high schools were rated and the best in the nation. And this is a ranking that they give to schools or they don't give it to them. And it's based on those criteria that I said. But aren't y'all proud of that? Yeah, I am. So who's a classified employee out there that's here tonight? Would you stand up? Every classified. Robin, you're a class. Oh, you're not. No, you're not. Okay. Yeah, I know you're not. Anybody that's a classified employee? Okay. Is that it? Just three? Where's Jolynn Neal? Is she here? Okay. Well, this is Classified Appreciation Week in our district. And you should thank the bus drivers, the nutrition services workers, the clerks, then the office, the secretaries, anybody that, is not a teacher. You should thank them, the custodians, for what they do, because they, like it says up there, they're the heartbeat of our schools. And we're very proud of them. So thank you all for being here tonight. And one of the things that the board has done this year is they've deployed 25,000 Chromebooks to our district students. And so last week a parent sent me a picture, and I want you to look at this. This didn't happen before, but she said, you should be so proud of what you do for the kids in our schools. You are the best. Students using their Chromebooks after school waiting to be picked up. Look at those kids out there. Now, isn't that a great picture? Yeah. Very proud of what we're doing for children here and what they're getting. I'm really proud of this, and I don't know if there are Moreno Valley people here tonight. Dr. Broncatello's here, and I want you to know that Mr. Johnson did the opening pitch at their baseball game last week. They wanted, or was it this week or last week? And they wanted me to do it, but I said no. I'm gonna have Mr. Johnson do it, but it's another time. But I want you to know, Moreno Valley High School is 15-0. And the varsity softball is 10-5, and they won their games tonight. Yeah. And they're going to the next. Dr. Broccatelli, you don't know where they're playing or who they're playing, do you?
We believe that the high school boys team will be at home on Friday against St. Bernard, and we're still waiting to find out who won in the girls' bracket.
Yeah, that's right. But y'all should go out there and support those kids. They're amazing. And then I want you to know, in our LCAP, we brought back middle school sports. People don't always know this, but there's a basketball tournament. The final matchups are this weekend on Saturday and Sunday. And I hope you'll go out there and support those teams as they compete for league champions in those games. We have a new partnership with Moss Brothers and this Moreno Valley Auto Mall. And these students are going to be, tomorrow night, they're either going to win a $1,000 scholarship or $500 scholarship. And one student that's on this list here is going to walk away with a car. So this was open to everybody. We put it out there on social media. And we're very proud of this new partnership. It's going to be at 6 o'clock tomorrow at the Moreno Valley Auto Mall. And they're gonna do more of this, and that they came to us and said the schools are doing so well here and the students are doing so well. We want to reward students in the district. Isn't that wonderful? Yeah. We didn't ask them; they came to us.
That's what I was just going to ask you.
Yeah, they came and met with us, and it was wonderful. Very proud of that. So the next thing is, Moreno Valley has some of the best teachers in the nation. So we had one of our teachers that competed in the county competition and won at the district level, but this was one of 4 teachers selected out of 20,000 teachers in Riverside County, Shauna Bradford at Moreno Elementary School. So Would you play the video of this teacher that if you haven't met her, you'll wish you had?
As a new principal at Marino Elementary, I noticed right away we had a teacher that was full of enthusiasm, excitement, wanted to really support our students, and that is Shauna Bradford. As an STC teacher, she has noticed a couple of things, and one thing that recently she thought, how can I develop a relationship between our general education students and our STC students? So she came up with a plan, and her plan was to have a social club. And so she kicked that off with a pep rally, and in that pep rally her students performed with dance and song, and also had recited Dr. Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech, making the point that we're all different and we're all unique, but the important thing is to accept everybody for who and what they are.
In special education, you are an unsung hero. And she definitely helps children reach a point in their educational learning that many people could not get them to.
My students mean everything to me. My students mean that I am doing what I was earmarked to do. They have challenges, they are severely handicapped, and I know that when their parents come back and they tell me they see the success in their students, that means that I've done my job for them. As a matter of fact, I was driving down the road one day, and there's this sign that says, drive on this street as if your child lived here. When I teach my students, I teach in this classroom as if my child is sitting here. They mean everything to me.
Our next, one of the next areas that we're working on in our district is our African American support. And on May 17th, we had an African American Parent Council barbecue that was very well attended by many people in our district. And on the, June the 3rd, we're going to have our 9th annual African American Baccalaureate service. And I hope you can join us there. I go every year, and it's an amazing evening, and very proud of those students. We're having a Spend Your Summer Reading again. We did this last year. It's a summer program to make sure that students have books in their homes. So every student that's TK through transitional kindergarten through 5th grade is going to receive a bag of books to take home this summer, just like they did last summer. And it's 6 books and literacy tips for parents. And we're having a kickoff for this on June the 1st at 9 o'clock at Edgemont Elementary School. And we're partnering with Scholastic to do this. And we want to make sure that every student in our district in the elementary schools has 6 books that they can read and share with others. And we did this last year and kicked it off at Sunnymead Elementary School. This year there are summer programs for elementary and middle school. Sometimes high school students go to school to make up credits and take enrichment courses. But in elementary we have a Superintendent Summer Learning Academy at several schools where they are going to do all kinds of different activities that are related to STEAM. And then the middle school academics program, these are different themes at each of the middle schools, but they run from different dates, but there are programs in our middle and elementary schools, and that's part of our LCAP to provide additional learning for students throughout the summer. One of the things that people often ask about, and we did a telephone town hall recently, was about our active shooter training and what we're doing about safety. I want you to know those schools all listed there have completed this training, and the schedule is still going on. And by August 29th of next year, every school in the district will be trained, and anybody is welcome to join these trainings. I had a substitute teacher contact me today, and I asked Daryl Scott to reach out to the substitute teachers if they want to be at these trainings. They can be at them and join them. So thank you, Mr. Scott, our Director of Safety and Security, for making sure that these trainings are offered. Can you wave your hand so they can see you? Thank you. We're very proud of our top scholars in our district, and I hope that you could join us at this. We're having a valedictorian and salutatorian event where we honor the top scholars and their families in our district, and that's from 5 to 7 on May 29th. And Esperanza Arce, our new Director of Secondary Education, has organized this. So I hope to see people from Canyon Springs. I see Amanda Denniston back there. You're going to be there? Okay, got that on your calendar. Karen Johnson, you got that on your calendar? All right, making sure. So college applications, one of the things we keep doing, but our adult education program under Dr. Pat Pizanos is doing an excellent job of holding workshops each semester as students complete their high school diploma and their GED certificates. And they offer online support right there to assist students enrolling in college at Moreno Valley Community Adult School. So we're very proud of the adults that go to school there in our community. On Wednesday, which is tomorrow, there's going to be a program for foster youth in our boardroom from 5:30 to 8 o'clock, and we're going to work with foster youth on graduation requirements, support resources, caregiver training, and there's going to be all kinds of giveaways to make the evening a little more exciting. So if you can't go to Moreno Valley Auto Mall, you can come to this. You have choices at this time of the year. There's conflicts. People can't go to everything. We're very proud of our music programs in our district, and I want you to know every time they perform somewhere, they win. So Moreno Valley View High School, Karen Johnson's back there. She's the proud principal of Valley View High School. Wave, Miss Johnson. And Jim Wilson is the choir director. But look at this. They got chamber choir first place excellence in this festival, concert choir second place, and madrigals third place superior. Isn't that something? Yeah. So one of the things we started in elementary school is our band, and we have 800 students that participate in elementary band right now in our district. So at Vista Heights and Mountain View, you can see the schools, the elementary schools, but they'll be performing a concert there, and I hope you'll go out there and support those children as they become accomplished musicians like the other students in our district. We're partnering with the city on June 2nd for the Moreno Valley Art Festival from 12 to 5 at Stone Ridge Town Center, and I hope you'll join us there. Teachers continue to get awards in our district, and Jose Medina recognized 2 teachers in our district from Northridge Elementary School, and I saw Dr. McNair walk in. Dr. McNair, it says Ridgecrest on this, but it's Northridge Elementary. We're not moving you, so people see this and they're like, does this already no. And Badger Springs Middle School, Jason Barney, but the teachers are Andrea Davidson, who's a science teacher at Badger Springs, and Daniela Villanueva, who's an RSP teacher at Northridge. She's not at Ridgecrest either. So we're very proud of them. This is another opportunity, and Diane, did you put those flyers back there for this? Okay. Can you get Patty or Chris to take those back there? I want you to have these because this is a new opportunity this summer for people in our community. But we're going to have a MVUSD Cyber Camp, which is June 25th through 29th, and this is for students in grades 6th grade and above, students going into 6th grade, and it's free. And it's offered at Moreno Valley College. Now think about this, parents. It's free. It's from 8:30 to 3:30. All they have to be is 6th grade and above. We want every kid to go that can. It's an exciting program. It's an award-winning program. It's Cyber Camp and Cyber Olympics. And the flyers are back there. And I hope to see all of you that can go to this, go to this. It's gonna be amazing. I want you to know I'm very proud of our school district. And so I've written a couple of articles, and I wanted you to be aware of that, and they were published. And they don't publish all the articles, but I'm very proud of Moreno Valley as a superintendent. So I wrote an article in eSchool News that was published yesterday, and it's about finding the right data, and they published it. And then I did another article in EdCal, which is the official newspaper of the Association of California State School Administrators, on equity. And I want you to know you should read those because people are reading them all over, and they're saying, wow, look at what y'all are doing in Moreno Valley, because we are doing something. And I'm really proud that they published it. So thank you for giving me something to write about. You can clap. That's good. Yeah, I like that.
May
So-
I also say congratulations on getting it published. That's wonderful.
Thank you, Mr. Ball. Our graduations are coming up. 2018, all these schools are going to have lots of kids that are walking across that stage. Many of our schools, 3 of our high schools have graduation rates of over 90% and growing. So I want you to be there and see all these kids when they get their diploma. That's the schedule, and we're very proud of that. Prologis is a company that did an impact day at Northridge Elementary School, and Dr. McNair is here, and she's very proud of this. She arranged this, and thank you, Dr. McNair, for working with the company, because they said they called a lot of districts, and when they told them they could only do it on May 19th, and then they asked Dr. McNair, could you be there on May 20th on Saturday the whole day? She said yes, but a lot of schools told them no, I can't be there. Wasn't that smart of her to say she could be there? I mean, you should have seen all the stuff that happened. Their cafeteria is different. Their multi-purpose room has been totally redone, and their Mesa garden outside has a new wrought iron fence around it that was done for free. The people gave this to us. So thank you, Dr. McNair and the Northridge staff. You're probably driving by Canyon Springs High School, and Amanda Denniston is here, and other people from Canyon Springs, but you're thinking, I can't wait to see this stadium. And we can't wait either. And so that's going to be, Tina Dagnall has said there's going to be a ribbon cutting, isn't that right? On June the 6th at 9 o'clock in the morning. That's going to be a big day in Moreno Valley. This has been something that's been worked on, a lot of cooperation between the city and the school district, the school board. You know, this is something they've wanted to do, and an amazing facility. And thank you, Tina Dagnall, and all her team in business services, because it's amazing. Now, another place that you're going to want to check out soon is in May is the first well, it's not the first, the second one, because Bridges is air-conditioned, but the first comprehensive high school to have an air-conditioned gymnasium. And everything's going to be held there now. I mean, I could just feel it. Vista del Lago, you know, people aren't going to go there anymore. So they're going to be at Moreno Valley High School. This is really something what's happened in there, and you'll want to go see that. We'll have a ribbon cutting for it, because I know the board will want to have that and be there and see it. And then Valley View, if you drive by it, they're getting a new, I want to call it a baseball field, but is it a softball field? Softball field. What's the difference? Yeah, I'm kidding. But anyway, they have this new field, softball, and you know, it's really something. You know, all this construction going on, but to help students have better facilities and to support them in their learning and helping them do what they do. Now, Mrs. She's got on the right color back there, Miss Johnson. Look at this football field. Now.
Oh, listen there. She's gonna.
So Valley View will be.
You, huh?
We talked about having equity in our high schools and their facilities, and so Valley View is going to have turf this fall. One of the first high schools to get this, but besides Canyon Springs, they're going to have it at that new field, and then Vista del Lago and Moreno Valley will follow. Mr. Burmeister, I see you looking. So I want you to know we're thinking about it. But look, there are only a few stadiums in the country that have a red turf field. Did you know that? And look at this. Ms. Johnson, aren't you proud? Yeah. I mean, it does look like grass, but it's red. So, you know, this week we're celebrating Memorial Day, and I'll be going back home to Memphis, where I'm from, because my father was in the Marines, and I'll be honoring him. He's passed away, but I want you to know up here on the dais with me is three gentlemen that served. Well, actually, 2 of them are here, but Mr. Boss served in the U.S. Air Force, and Mr. Johnson served in the U.S. Air Force, and then Evan Morgan served in the U.S. Army. But please remember Memorial Day and recognize people that have served and people that have supported our country and the freedom that we have. And we're very proud of these 3 individuals that represent us on our board. We're proud of you too, Ms. Smith and Mr. Holguin. So would you give them a big round of applause? Thank you.
Dr. Ketchier, you ran by something real fast. If I may let's talk about the graduation again. You said something about there was 3 schools that have over 90%?
Yes, sir.
What was it about 8 years ago? You have any idea?
It was 65 or
That's what I thought.
75%. It was
Yeah.
somewhere between 65 and 75.
Yeah. He didn't know I was going to ask that, but that is a setup question for you guys out there. You heard what he said? 8 years ago, it was 65, maybe 70. Today, it's in the 90s.
Well, Valley View High School has the highest. Now, Ms. Johnson's going to use a different number, but I'm going to use a real number right now. And I believe yours is 93.8 right now. Yeah. So that's the highest in the district, but Canyon Springs has like 90%, 90.7, and then Vista Del Lago is 91.5, I think. Is that right, Amanda Denniston? Yeah. And I can tell you when the new graduation rates come out, they're calculated differently, and I'll get into that at another board meeting, but we still made growth. So I'm very proud of that.
We're all very proud. And I know you all in the community are proud as well, right? Right? Thank you. All right, that's what I was looking for.
All right, we will adjourn down to the floor, and then we'll do our recognitions. Thank you.
So, where did you say his name was? Okay. Oh, I know who you are. So I want to welcome Eric Calderon from Riverside County Office of Education. He's here tonight representing Dr. Judy White, who couldn't be here, but we're very proud that you're here. And he's here to recognize the CIF champions, the water polo team of Valley View High School. So would you please come forward, and do you want to, how would you like to do this? Oh, it is? Okay. Well, let me help you. Okay. All right. So, Mr. Coach Niles, why don't you just bring your whole team up here, and we can just, pass out the certificates. You can help. And you want me to call each of your names, and then you come up? Is that what you'd like? I'm going to do it. All right. Apollo Davis, the goalkeeper. Come on up here. Jake Renevere, the attacker. Carlos Marin, the attacker. Alejandro Perez, utility. Cole Renevere, attacker. Nuno Ricardo, utility. Daniel Hurtado, attacker. Moises Munoz, attacker. Miss Johnson, you should come up here with them too, and anybody else that's from Valley View can come up. Shane Randall, center. Nestor Sharkape, attacker. Nick Ross, defender. Justice Quintero, attacker. Dylan Gonzalez, attacker. John Arroyo, utility, and Eon Reinhardt, defender. And then Coach Niles, would you come up here? And any of your coaches that are with you. And I want you to know they were the CIF champions in water polo. And I don't know if you heard, but Mr. Burmeister, did you know they beat a certain team? Do you know which team it was? Yeah, that was one of them, El Rancho. But a big one that really impressed me. I didn't see you here, Miss Kerr. I would have been calling on you instead of Miss Denniston. But I'm going to call on both of you now. But it was Beverly Hills High School. And, yeah. So would you like to say something? Do you want to say something? You should say something on behalf of her. She wouldn't like that if you came all the way up here and didn't say something.
So good evening, Board President Smith, board members, Dr. Kitschler. Oh, I'm just addressing it. Oh, I do apologize. And Cabinet and the audience, on behalf of Dr. Judy White, I know this is a great accomplishment for this team. And on behalf of RCO, we just want to present you guys the CIF certificates for all the hard work that you guys did and beating Beverly Hills, I heard? So congratulations, you guys.
Thank you all for coming. I'm sure the school board appreciates all the accomplishments that this entire district has done. It's pretty amazing to see things like that, the growth that we've had in the district. And this is just one of the things that we're doing here. And we're hoping to not only just build aquatics in Valley View High School, but the entire city of Moreno Valley, and really show that we're also aquatic as well as land sports, as football, baseball, and basketball show. We are very successful in those sports as well, but we're glad that we can not only dominate on land, but in the water as well. So thank you.
I've asked Coach Knowles to tell you how he formed his team. Could you just take about a minute to let him know how you did that?
Okay. It's Mr. Johnson's favorite story, I guess. The way we go about this is when I started the program 5 years ago, there was not anybody that played water polo before. So I would go to the registration process in the beginning of the year while kids are registering. I would try and sign them up for water polo, recruiting them, essentially seeing them and talking them into playing water polo. I would do that, through the school day, and then I would also do that in summertime, registration time, in the evening. Essentially, when middle schools would come into Valley View, that's a great time to recruit kids as well. Generally, all these kids here were recruited essentially their freshman year. We have a couple here that were recruited beforehand through a travel ball club that I started as well to get kids in earlier. One here, Carlos Marin, he started when he was in 5th grade. Jake here started last year as an 8th grader. So we have some opportunities, we're trying to build water polo in the city, so we want to start you off early. So we try and do that the best we can, and like I said, I get to recruit kids the best I can. Thank you.
So congratulations to the water polo team of Valley View High School. Could you give them another round of applause? So we're very proud of the attendance in our district and the schools that work on this. So tonight I'd like to ask Northridge Elementary School, where Dr. McNair is the principal, and Rafael Garcia is here to help. He's the coordinator in child welfare attendance, and he brought, I haven't seen her in a while. Leanne, I was getting there. Leanne Goldrich is with her. She works over there, and she probably help him out and everything. And then is anybody with you from Northridge? Okay. Look at that attendance for Northridge, 96.22% and 5.16 chronic absenteeism. I want you to know that's really low because the schools are higher than that. As you can see, we have to work on this, and it's really important. Landmark Middle School, where Scott Walker is the principal. And Mr. Walker, is anybody with you this evening? Okay. And I feel bad. You go ahead. The parents from Valley View High School that were with the water polo team, would you stand up, the parents from Valley View High School, real quick? Just stand up. Yeah. Now, keep standing, y'all. Keep standing because people need to see this. These parents go above and beyond to help our school district, and they do it without any credit, or they just came here tonight. They didn't know I was going to do this. But you are always helping your children get to meets and practice and making sure they do the right thing and they're good people. And we thank you for that. And thank you for being here tonight, too. We appreciate it. So Landmark Middle School, that's really good this time of year, 93.35%, chronic absenteeism 12.53, always working to bring it down. Isn't that, Mr. Walker, thank you. Isn't that trophy is, did you imagine getting something like that? Never. Okay. And then from Canyon Springs High School, I see Mrs. Kerr, Mrs. Denniston, and Miss Denniston is the assistant principal that's in charge of attendance, and she is out in the parking lot making sure that kids come to school. She doesn't let anybody get away with anything over there. And I was like watching her one day, and she's checking kids' cars and making sure they have passes, and so a 95.46 attendance rate at a high school. Valley View, Mrs. Johnson used to get this. So, but Canyon Springs has it now. So, but I'm proud of you. So. So along the we're really proud of those schools. Could you give them another round of applause, because that's really. So we're really proud of our SARB program in Moreno Valley. It's the School Attendance Review Board, and the Board of Education wants to honor the people that are associated with this, because at the Model SARB Award during the 82nd Annual California Association of Supervisors of Child Welfare and Attendance State Conference, Moreno Valley has never received this award before, at least in our recent history. So there may be some history people out there. Debbie Fay, you might say, I think they did one time way back when. Well, it's been a long time. So we're very proud that Rafael Garcia, Bob Bruff, and his team have received the Model SARB Award. So would the team on the SARB panel members, Rafael Garcia, Leanne Goldrich, Carla Sutton, Gloria Cuevas, Mary Jessica Cardenas, who's our social worker for the district. Where is she at? I saw her here. Come on up here. Vanessa Romero, Christy Bolivia, Elizabeth Worthington, Lori Markin, Katie Powers, Marcella Tarpley. I saw her here too. Marcella, Amir Alvi. So, that's you right there. Okay. Look at you. You're all dressed up and everything. Thank you for being here. And then these are rotating members of the SARB counselors. Omar Marquez. Where is he? From Valley View High School. I thought I saw him here. Miss Johnson, is he here? Okay. Is Tina Arias here? Arias? Okay. Would you please congratulate our Model SARB team 2018? Are you on the SARB board too? Oh. Oh, okay.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Amir Alavi. I'm proud to be a Deputy District Attorney with our Crime Prevention Unit. I'm also our County School Attendance Review Board Coordinator. I have the pleasure of working with each and every one of our school districts in their attendance process. And I just want you to know that I am proud to be part of the Moreno Valley team. The progress, the forward momentum, the surge forward in this program over the last 3 years has been remarkable. We started off with a strong foundation, but I can honestly and very sincerely say Moreno Valley is now one of our very best programs, certainly in our county and all across the state. I look forward to working with your SAR process over the years to make us the best of them all. Thank you very much and congratulations.
Well, I didn't even know who he was. You know, I just met him. Thank you for being here tonight. So, would Mrs. Kerr, would you please come back up, and Mrs. Denniston, would you join me here? Is Elvira Zink here tonight, the art teacher at Canyon Springs High School? Oh, there she is. You always look like one of the children to me, you know. And that's not a bad thing either, you know. But Mrs. Zink is one of the most accomplished art teachers in the district and always produces winning art entries at every contest she enters. And she had me judge art at her school, and I felt woefully inadequate to do it, but she wanted me to do it. But the students are amazing, the talent they have here. So the board would like to recognize these students who participated in the Canyon Springs High School Art Show, and we want to acknowledge you, Mrs. Zink, for what you do to advance art in our district and our community. It's amazing. I think sometimes you don't realize what a wonderful person you are, do you? So from the superintendent's choice for drawing and painting was Natalie Criswell. Is she here? Come on up, Natalie. And that's your mom right there, so that's really neat she's here. And then stained glass was Juan Martinez. And ceramics was Emery Robertson. And I selected their work because I was so impressed, and I didn't even know who they were. I just got to meet them that day, and I hope you know how impressed I was with what you accomplished and did. And then the Student's Choice Award, the 2D artist Bleeding Heart, was Melanie Arizaga. And the 3D artist Tank Tree Kayla Lego. And the Ceramics Awards Best of Show was Kimberly Solaris, Caitlin Ennis, Erica Masters, Adam Prado, and Mariana Serrano. And in drawing and painting, the best of show was Omariah Johnson and Karen Pravia, excuse me. Are you here? Okay. And then Pearl Ann Eversto, am I saying that right? Okay, I'm doing good. I guess nobody's corrected me. Leah Hawkins, Ninka Miller, Isaac Ramirez, Pablo Rios, Jaime Rodriguez, and in stained glass, Justin Ledbetter and Chardonnay Pounds. So congratulations. Oh, there they are right there. Come on up here. So congratulations to the art show winners of Canyon Springs High School. So congratulations to Canyon Springs art students. Please give them another round of applause. And thank you to all the parents and families that are here supporting your children tonight. We're very proud of them, and thank you for being so proud of them. We have two Moreno Valley High School students that this has not happened before, but Dr. Broncatello, you're here representing, you're the interim principal at Moreno Valley High School. Okay, but I want you to come forward too. Come on up, come on up. And then I want Mr. Paul Ellsworth to come up. Yeah, I do. He's coming. I saw him, Mr. Dr. Broncatello. He knows me. I know him. He was saying, I'm here. Thank you, Mr. Ellsworth, for being here. So one of the things the Board of Education would like to honor and recognize two Moreno Valley High School students who are completing their 4th year of computer programming classes this year. And Mr. Ellsworth, what did you believe, that they were the first in the district to ever complete 4 years of computer programming, AP Computer? Because we haven't offered it before. So this is a huge endeavor, and we're very, very proud of these students. Fabian Torres and Jeremy Aguilar, would you please congratulate them? So congratulations to those two young men from Moreno Valley High School and their teacher, Mr. Ellsworth. We're very proud of them. So Valley View High School, would Mrs. Johnson please come back up here, who's the principal? And the Board of Education wants to recognize Valley View High School 12th grade student Jennifer Rodriguez. Is she here, Mrs. Johnson? Okay, well, you can come up and, oh, there she is right there. Yeah, and is that your mom? Okay. Well, thank you for being here with your daughter. That's wonderful. So we're very proud of Jennifer because she was awarded honorable mention in the high school congressional art competition held at the Mind and Mill Art Gallery in Riverside. And her art teacher is Michael Birnbaum. And we're also proud of him for his dedication to the art students of Valley View High School. But this art contest was very special because it was by District 41, 41st Congressman Mark Giacano. So she placed in that competition, and we're very proud of you for that. So congratulations. So I guess tonight is all about art because the next award is about the second Moreno Valley Unified School District Art Show, and this was the Best in Show. And we have some elementary principals here tonight that if your student is not here, you can come forward and accept their certificate. But in elementary, and they won cash prizes at this event. So the first place in 2D was Jade White. From Seneca, where Emilio Gallegos is the principal. Is your student here, Mr. Gallegos? Okay. Thank you for being here. And then in second place was the self-portrait in gray tones from Towngate Elementary School. Is Mrs. Reinders here? Or, oh, Veronica Zarate is here, the assistant principal. And it's Amir Shintero. Okay, congratulations. And he also won from the Riverside Art Museum this summer $175 worth of art classes, right? Yeah, so isn't that amazing? And then from Honey Hollow Elementary School, where Joshua Jackson is the principal, Sarah Atkinson won third place in that category. Is she here? Okay, thank you, Mr. Jackson. And then in first place in middle school from self-portrait at Badger Springs was Paris Suksanti. And is anyone here from Badger Springs this evening? Okay. And then from second place, Vista Heights. Is anyone here from Vista Heights? And this is Sierra Johnson. Is she here? Sierra? Okay. And then third place is Ayala Smith from Vista Heights. And then in the high school category, from Valley View High School, and Ms. Johnson, I know you're here, so you can come forward, and is Jessica Gonzalez, who is first place in 2D drawing. Is she here, Ms. Johnson? Well, you can come forward to accept her certificate. Thank you for being here. And then in second place from Moreno Valley High School, Dr. Broncatello, you can come back. People like to see you. You're dressed real nice. And you can, is Elizabeth Villavazzo here? Is she here? Okay. And then also from Valley View High School in third place is Jennifer Rodriguez. And is she? Yeah, she's here. That's right. I just talked. She won that other award. So congratulations to these art winners in our Moreno Valley Unified School District Art Contest. And did each of you win, I mean, like, did you win a cash prize? Amazon gift card? Amazon gift card, $175 in art classes. So we had cash donations where students did receive, some students received $100 for first place, $75 for second place, and third place was $50. And these were cash awards that were donated by Imagine Learning to our district and given to students. And so we're very proud of that competition. Mr. Solomon is the art coordinator, the visual and performing arts coordinator, but thank you all for being here and representing visual and performing arts in our district. So that concludes our awards for tonight. So thank you everyone for coming, and congratulations to all of our awardees this evening and families. Thank you for supporting your children. We appreciate it. Can y'all come back down? Diane, do you have the thing for Mr. Holguin to read? So, yeah. Thank you for coming. So, Mr. Holguin, would you please come present this Community Service Award? Because we're very glad you're here. Thank you. She couldn't be here the other night.
Good evening, Ms. Lack. Would you please come forward and face the audience? They want to see you, like Dr. Katsura says. So, Ms. Lack is receiving the Community Service Award. And is Ms. Johnson here? Karen Johnson, would you please come back, please? Thank you. Ms. Johnson is principal of Valley View High School. Okay. So Mrs. Heidi Slack is a remarkable individual who happens to be an enthusiastic supporter of the Valley View High School Crimson Regiment Band. Ms. Heidi Slack goes above and beyond to lend her photography skills to the band, as well as taking the initiative to join the District Arts Council to support arts growth, not just at Valley View High School, but district-wide. Ms. Heidi Slack is truly committed to making the Valley View Band program the best in all of Southern California. Congratulations, Ms. Slack, and you will receive a plaque from the school district in appreciation for all your work and all your support to the arts. So, so Ms. Slack, I would like you to come and say a couple of words, please. You don't want to? Okay. Ms. Johnson, would you please say something for Ms. Slack?
I just want to say that the band parents are very, very supportive of the program. As they go out to competitions, the band parents are there to support them, to chaperone, to feed the kids through those competitions, to support them in fundraising for the many places they travel to. So we're so grateful to have parents like you. Thank you for all you do. All right, we are moving to staff responses to public comments made at previous meetings. Are there any?
Mrs. Smith, I do not have any this time. Thank you.
All right, we are now moving to F6, public comments on agenda items. Is Mr. Bleckert here? This one says agenda items, but it doesn't put the name of the agenda item.
These are all agenda items. So.
They're all agenda items, yes. And then we have several on non-agenda items, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on non-agenda items. So we will now have public comments on non-agenda items. The Board of Education encourages public comments. During this section, staff may briefly respond to statements or questions, or may ask questions for clarification. The board may refer to staff or other resources for factual information. Direct staff to report back at a subsequent meeting and/or direct staff to place the topic on a future agenda. If someone wants to lodge a complaint against an employee, the appropriate form may be obtained at any school or the community education center. Individual speakers shall be allowed to speak for a total of 3 minutes on non-agenda items, regardless of the number of issues to be addressed by the individual. The Board of Education shall limit the total time for public input on non-agenda items to 21 minutes per board by law 9323. Twice the allotted time will be provided to a member of the public utilizing a translator. And we do have a translator here today, ready to go. Great. Before we start, I would like to make a comment. I hope this will not be taken the wrong way. Last time we had a public comment that I found very sexually explicit and a little bit offensive. We want you to know that we do have children that listen to this broadcast. We are broadcasting live. We do not have a tape delay of any sort. Therefore, I would like you to take those children into consideration when making your public comments and make sure that they are something that is suitable for children under the age of 12 to hear. Thank you very much. Our first person is Charmika Fairchild. Ms. Fairchild, are you available? Thank you. Yes, 3 minutes, come right up here. I'm sorry that you're not from here. Press the button to turn on the mic, and we'll start your 3 minutes. Yep.
Can you hear me? Okay, thank you. Well, my daughter recently attended preschool at Rainbow Springs. She goes to Armada Elementary School. And the parents recently found out that the teacher is being replaced the last 3 weeks of the school. As of June the 8th, there will be another teacher coming in teaching that preschool classroom. And we have a lot of concerns about that. The parents have a lot of concerns in regards to the children being so close to the teacher, and they have to transition to another teacher 3 weeks before class ends or school ends for that program. That's one agenda item. I don't have that much time. Not agenda, but concern. Another concern I have is for the STEM program and the dual emergent language program, they only offer it at certain elementary schools. And that's my concern. I just wanted to know, when will they open it up to more elementary schools? If I would like for my daughter to attend one of these programs, I would have to travel way a little bit of a distance for her to attend the program. So I was just concerned about when will they consider opening it up to other elementary schools in the area or throughout the district. That's about it.
Mrs. Fairchild, since
Yes.
I know you,
Yes.
Mrs. Boyne Held is here, and I'd like for you to speak with her because she has answers to most of the issues that you brought tonight. So would you mind speaking with her?
Sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And nice to see you again.
You too, Dr. Kiziura.
Thank you for your comments. Next person, we have Roy Bleckert on non-agenda items. Mr. Bleckert. Next, we have Pete Burmaster. Pete, would you come forward, please? Thank you.
All right, well, I brought some of my team up here, and we just want to say thank you. Last year, the board and the district got us some new equipment for school, and it's kind of a small pool, and with all the constructions, not a lot of people get to see it. So I brought some pictures. Oh, okay. Some pictures, and just want to say thank you for that. It's the new sign here. That's our league champion girls water polo team. We got some new backstroke flags, and we also got some new starting blocks. And it's been a nice upgrade. I started this team with like 7 swimmers, and 3 years ago we started water polo, and now we have league championship water polo teams for the girls, and second year swimming league championships for the girls. So I'm very proud of them, and I just want to say thank you to everyone for getting us some much needed equipment. I appreciate it. Yes, sir.
Where's your schedule? I don't think I've seen it.
It's it should be posted on district site, Moreno Valley High School.org.
Mr. Johnson, it's posted in the end of the week news every week. It's every athletic event is in there on the end of the week news.
Okay, well, since you blessed me like that, I guess what I was trying to say is, why haven't you sent us an invitation to come and watch one of your matches because he and I went. I'm not gonna say what other school we went to, but we don't know anything about water polo. But we were there, right?
Yeah, we actually cannot have any home games at our pool right now. The facility is not designed to legally hold CIF matches. So last year, actually, the district, you guys and the board, reorganized everything.
Mm-hmm.
So we got higher up on the needs for a new pool list, and we thank you for that too. And we're actually really excited. I'm hoping you guys can break ground on that anytime.
So when you have home games, where do you swim?
We don't. We swim at home. We do half at home, half away. That's how the schedule.
So that's why we haven't been there, right? That's what I thought.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Burmeister, and congratulations to your team. We appreciate all that you do. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Next up, we have Jose Chavez. Mr. Chavez? Do you need a translator? Yes. Would you please head over there and help Mr. Chavez? Thank you.
Sí, muy buenas tardes, miembros del School Board.
Good afternoon, members of the school
School
board.
Well, let me go in English, okay?
Okay.
Change your clock. I feel much better this way.
All right,
So-
3 minutes on the clock. Let's start over.
Okay, set him up the clock for me. 3 minutes. First of all, before we started, so when we have more than 7 people, okay, you cut the time for us. But this time, you should be giving a credit for us if you go by the minutes to talk. You should be giving everyone more minutes to talk. It's a fairly way to do it. Okay, you can set him up the clock now. I go for it.
Okay, what did you want? Are you done? I'm sorry, I don't understand.
I just comments I was making to you. Start the clock.
Can we do that? All right, set the clock for 3 minutes. Start it again.
Okay, good afternoon, all the members of school board. Yes, my name is Jose Chavez again. I miss you guys for so many weeks, but so far I know what's going on. Regardless of the threat you, Ms. Susan, give it to us, I was suffer 10 days later. Somebody will hit me with the car right there. You are supposed to be, from now on, something happened to me. You're responsible because you say in a video you want to do like this with us. It's already happened with me 10 days later. Somebody hit me close to Moreno Valley High School as Afro-American girl, okay? So we're going to investigate it, and let me tell you right now, Mrs. Susan, I'm not expecting this kind of situation you do for us because this is education building, like you said right at the beginning before we started. I know you don't like to hear the truth. We don't come to hurt you guys. We come to talk the truth. The video you make public, when I requested for the copy of the video, you guys just cut them off when you say what you want to do to us. But I got the full video already. So you are responsible for this. You will be under investigation from now on. Because I'm suffering. They hit me in my heart in the metal post right there. You are responsible, fully responsible for this. Because you threatened me 10 days before. That one I want to be make it public from now on. And Mr. Katsura, I know it. You hire people from teachers to principal. Come on, wake up, man. It doesn't mean because the board, they make you superintendent, you gotta keep going the same kind of the way situation. To be a principal, they gotta have a level at the school, level at the university. The guy you was hired to be a principal is a child abuse. My question is this one. We are in Sodoma and Gomorrah and this school board. You know what a Sodoma and Gomorrah means? People broken marriages, people abusing women, and that's not fair, it's not right. I'm here to talk the truth, and I don't mind to say the truth to anyone. And I say it right in the front. But fairly, don't treat me like that again. When you guys want to do something to me, come in the front with me. Come to my face. Please. And I don't want to hold nothing for you. I don't want to answer. This is legal matters going on right now. Thank you.
Jorge Quintero, you're next. We'll take everyone, we'll go through the entire group first, okay? Let's have you next, Mr. Quintero. With a translator, so 6 minutes.
Buenas noches, miembro del board.
Good evening, members of the board.
Señor Quisiora,
Mr. Kisiora,
pues para felicitar a los niños que estuvieron aquí de Moreno Valley
I
High
want to
School.
congratulate the children, the students that were here from the school.
Ellos han ganado campeonatos y las niñas de waterpolo y los niños también.
They have won championships and the students from water polo too.
Lo cual me tiene muy contento porque mi hija participa también y mi hijo participaron ahí.
I'm very happy because my daughter participated on it and my son
Y mi hijo también.
and my son already did it too.
Me extraña que ustedes nunca les han dado un reconocimiento a ellos.
I'm surprised that you never gave me a recognition to them.
Aquí en el board. Yo no sé por si no les gusta el waterpolo o natación.
Here in the board meeting, I don't know if you like swimming or water polo.
No se me hace justo, pero bueno, ustedes toman las decisiones.
It's not very justice, but you make your decisions.
Ellos se esforzado mucho y ustedes saben que nosotros hemos siempre venido a hablar que a ver cuándo nos hacen una alberca nueva, porque fue un error no haber hecho una alberca nueva cuando se necesitaba.
It was a mistake to don't have a new pool when we needed it, and I'm happy that you didn't do it when they needed it too.
Hay que trabajar también por el deporte e impulsarlo porque eso es bien importante.
We have to work for sports and we need to help them too, and I'm cheerful for them too.
Sí, y es lamentable que ustedes se estén comportando como los miembros del board, así como lo dijo el señor Chávez. Mire, tenemos el señor Brown, no vive aquí, vive en Redlands.
I'm not happy that you don't support the members of the school. It's like Mr. Paul, that he lives in Redlands. He doesn't live in Moreno Valley.
El señor Holguín está acusado de sexual harassment.
Mr. Holguín is accused of sexual harassment.
El señor Cleveland Johnson una vez rompió el Brown Act y no nos dejó hablar en un meeting del año pasado.
Mr. Johnson broke the Grant Act and he didn't let us speak in a meeting that we have last year.
Y el 10 de abril la señora Johnson dijo, la señora Susan Smith dijo lo que dijo. Nosotros ya sabemos.
On April 10, Mr. Susan says whatever she says that we already know.
Necesitamos trabajar como administradores, maestros, miembros del board y padres.
We need to work as parents, as members of the board, as teachers.
Padres.
Parents.
Administradores.
Administration.
Y los miembros del board.
And the board members.
¿Cómo vamos a poder aumentar la educación en Moreno Valley?
How are we going to increase the education in Moreno, make it grow the education in Moreno Valley?
Necesitamos la ayuda de todos los ciudadanos y todas las comunidades.
We need the help of all the citizens and our communities.
No es la forma atacando a padres que vienen a expresar sus opiniones.
It's not the way to attacking parents that come here to express their opinions.
Nosotros venimos con respeto y pedimos respeto también.
We come here with respect and we ask for respect too.
Si no les gusta lo que hablamos Eso no es problema de nosotros,
If you don't like what we are talking about, that's not our problem.
pero tenemos un derecho de hablar.
But we have the rights to talk.
El Brown Act nos da ese derecho.
The Brown Act gave us that right.
Y pareciera que no lo conocen, el Brown Act.
And it seems like you don't know the Brown Act. The Brown Act.
Es triste ver que en la educación, en el Board de Educación esté pasando esto.
I'm sad that this is happening in the Board of Education.
No debiera pasar esto.
It wouldn't happen. It wouldn't have to happen.
No estamos mandando una buena señal a la comunidad.
We are not giving a good signs to the community.
Yo sé que hay cosas buenas que se están haciendo, pero también hay muchas cosas malas que tenemos que limpiar.
I know that there is a lot of good things that we are doing, but there is some bad things that we are doing and we need to clear that off.
Como el abusador sexual, el animal del director de Michael Mamurri.
Like the sexual abuser, the animal like Mr. Mamurri.
Y así tenemos otros, nada más que ustedes no quieren hacer una limpia del distrito.
And we have another ones. I know you don't want to clear the district.
Hay gente trabajadora del distrito que ha atacado a nuestra comunidad, como es la señora Yolene Neal. Aquí está presente.
There is people in our district that is attacking the community, like Mrs. O'Neill.
Nada más porque a ella no le gusta lo que hablamos.
Because she doesn't like what we talk.
Es una razón.
It's a reason.
Es un derecho que tenemos
This
nosotros.
is a right that we have.
Y deben de respetarlo.
And everybody has to respect it.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, Alicia Espinoza. Is Mrs. Espinoza here? She's not here. I see that Mr. Bleckert has come in. You filled out 4 slips. Could you just take 3 minutes? Good. We'll give 3 minutes to Mr. Bleckert. Thank you.
That's that professional training I've had. First issue, the water polo team. As I've come up here and said before, that's probably one of the greatest stories we've had. Those kids were told at every opportunity, every roadblock was put in front of those kids, and they went out there and did it. And that's sometimes, and I appreciate the aspect of looking at things in emotion sometimes, but sometimes you have to have that hardline attitude. Sometimes we have to stand up to bullying and all the other things. And those kids were probably bullied, told they couldn't do it, were made fun of, and they went out there and kicked butt and took names and won the championship. And I mean, I even think some of the roadblocks that the district put in front of them could have probably been avoided, but they still overcame them. No matter what was stuck in front of them, they kept their eye on the prize. They did not let anybody tell them that they couldn't do it and that things could not be done. Second thing I'll hit on is the item G, the fees. I see you're proposing a fee increase, and I'm probably going to turn Mr. Holguin's world upside down, but the last time we were here, he put a motion in front of the board to keep the fees at the same level and didn't even get a second. We have a crisis going on in overall government regulations, and it was no better than the Starbucks deal, the taxing on wages up there. The Starbucks one of the head honchos come up there and said, it's not about the money, it's about you using it efficiently. And all the other factors that we've had involved in that, and Measure M and building facilities for the 21st century and education facilities, and can we use that money more efficiently? It's not about blocking things, it's about doing what's right. And that's what we should all be focused on. And again, not putting roadblocks in front of what could be real progress and what could be real benefit to the community. So I would say 100%, you should keep the fees they are at, encourage development, encourage building in this area, and not put increase what is sometimes $100,000 open the door fee before you even build a house in this or in the Inland Empire area. Second, or last thing, I would like to see, and I hear a lot, and I talk about education in the 21st century. Again, we should be building facilities that will educate the kids, for the skills and the jobs they were needed in the 21st century and not be working in a 19th century education model. Thank you.
Right on time. Thank you, Mr. Blickert. All right. That ends the public comments. We're moving on to a public hearing, G1, fee justification report for new residential and commercial development. Mrs. Dagnall, do you have something?
Yeah, I do. Tonight, both items, G1 and G2, are the public hearing and the resolution to approve the actions to support an increase in our developer fees. And these are known as our level 1 fees or statutory fees. The state adjusts these fees every other year, and they must be authorized by the board for prior to approval prior to collection. The report tonight justifies these fees for the district needed to collect. And basically, we're looking at a 9% increase, a 31-cent increase for residential, and a 5-cent increase for non-residential. The notice of the public hearing was posted twice in the Press Enterprise on May 11th and May 18th, both posted for 10 days. And we did receive no written comments regarding this action tonight. Once the adopted new level 1 fees become effective, or once you approve it tonight, they become effective on July 21st or 60 days after. We also will be bringing our SFNA report for level 2 fees, and that'll be brought to the board on June 12th. I also have 2 representatives from Special District Financing Administration, Jacqueline Donnelly and Barbara Hill Carter. If anybody has any questions, they help prepare the report. Yeah. No.
Yes. So we need to have a motion to open a public hearing on this agenda item.
I move we open the public hearing.
Moved by Mr. Holbein, seconded by Mr. Johnson. Call for the vote.
Mr. Baugh.
Aye.
Mr. Johnson.
Aye.
Mr. Holguin.
Aye.
Mrs. Smith.
Aye. All right, I do have a question on this. This would raise the fee from $348 to $379 a square foot. What do other surrounding areas charge? Is this in line with what other districts are charging, or are we way out of line?
Barb, I think you've done a lot of research and can probably answer that question.
Good evening. My name is Barbara Hill Carter. I have worked for the district preparing this report and the SFNA for well over a dozen years. This report before you simply is the level 1 fee. It's set by the state, and the report must justify that you need at least this amount. This report shows that the district justifies up to $18 a square foot if you needed to collect at building permit all of the money to fiscally equal the impact that that home has on the district. And your direct question was, what are all the other districts doing? Many of the districts are only collecting level 1 because they don't qualify for level 2. Tina mentioned that I'll be back next board meeting and we'll discuss actually the level 2 fee. You do collect a level 2 fee. Let me just stop. A level 1 fee is collected both on residential and non-residential. It is collected per square foot of accessible space, and it's collected at the time of building permit. Because this district, like many others in Riverside County, also collect a level 2 fee, the level 1 fee on residential is only applied to additions. It's not new construction. It's new construction, but it's only additions to existing residential homes and to non-residential. A level 2 fee, which we'll discuss at the next board meeting, applies to new residential dwelling units. I hope I made that distinction, and I apologize for speaking so long without applying to both. So what the neighboring districts are doing, many have a level 2 fee, and by the next meeting I can prepare a chart so you can have all of them. And there are others that only are on a level 1 fee, but everyone that I know of has either adopted the new level 1 fee or is in the process.
So the level 1 fee could be up to $18 a square foot?
No, the level 1 fee, we're setting it at the maximum allowed by the state, $379 and $61. The report requires that I show what your true impact is. It's $18 a square foot under this statutory requirement, but we may only set it at the maximum that the state allows, $379 for level 1 for residential.
What would happen if we didn't collect that fee?
Every time a home is built in your community and you didn't collect this fee, then the entire burden would fall on the remainder of the community. You'd have to collect it through a general obligation bond. You'd have higher number of unhoused students. You would have to do other measures to try to make up for the shortfall that you're causing by not collecting enough for the impact.
So we would be irresponsible if we didn't choose to give the fee that the state tells us we should.
Those are harsh words for me to agree to.
I think it's very clear. We would be irresponsible if we did not adopt that fee, period.
I would hate to see the burden for new construction fall on residents that are already here. We don't want to tax people that are already here to make up for people that are coming in. We don't want residents that are already in our area to have to pay for the cost of housing new students that are not yet here. So that's just my opinion. Any other comments?
So the new homes, that's automatic for them. The new homes, it's automatic for them.
I apologize. The new homes, what?
The fee is automatic, the new one.
Currently, on a new residential dwelling unit, Moreno Valley Unified School District collects what's called a level 2 fee. That's $4.50 a square foot. Currently. That will be addressed at the next board meeting.
Okay, I think you already answered this question, if any written protest had been received, and you said no.
We have not.
Okay, are there any other comments on this, public comments on this item? All right, let's have a motion to close this public hearing. Moved by Mr. Baugh,
I'll second it.
seconded by Mr. Johnson. Call for a vote.
Mr. Baugh?
Aye.
Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
Mr. Holguin?
Aye.
Mrs. Smith?
Aye. So have we covered G2 as well? Did we just do both at once?
You need to approve the resolution.
Okay, so G2 is consideration of possible adoption of resolution number 2017-18-88 on page 13. So can I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Baugh,
Second.
seconded by Mr. Johnson. Call for the vote.
Mr. Baugh?
Aye.
Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
Mr. Holguin?
Aye.
Mrs. Smith?
Aye. All right, we are now over to page 68, the consent agenda.
So before we move to the next item, can I
Yes.
ask a question? So you said next time we're going to talk about the level 2 fees at the next meeting.
Yes, we're going to have the SFNA. I can't think of the acronym.
School facility needs analysis will be brought to the board. It's currently out for its 30-day review period. You currently collect $4.50. The current report that's being reviewed or out for public review would increase that fee possibly by board action next meeting to $4.59.
So it's a 9-cent increase.
9-cent increase.
Yeah, I can't remember 2 or 3%. I apologize.
Okay. Okay, so one step at a time. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we are now looking at the consent agenda on page 68. We need to,
I move we approve the consent agenda with the exception of item H4A1, which was already approved earlier.
thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved by Mr. Holguin, seconded by Mr. Baugh. Call for the vote.
Mr. Baugh?
Aye.
Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
Mr. Holguin?
Aye.
Mrs. Smith?
Aye. Move to page 132. All right, these are student discipline cases. Expulsions, we had 2 expulsions, which we discussed in closed session.
Madam President, I move we approve the student discipline cases as presented.
Okay, moved by Mr. Holguin. Do I have a second?
So moved. Second.
Seconded by Mr. Johnson. Call for a vote.
Mr. Ball?
Aye.
Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
Mr. Holguin?
Aye.
Mrs. Smith?
Aye, 4 ayes, no nays. Moving to page 134, Human Resources Action Items. Dr. Verde.
Thank you, Mrs. Smith. This is an annual item we bring forward for board approval required by the Commission on Teacher Credentialing. It's a submission of a declaration of need in instances where the district may need to employ qualified educators by an agency with a prerequisite of an emergency permit. So this approval tonight allows us to, when necessary, utilize an emergency permit for a teacher in a specific area of need.
All right, so we need a motion to approve the declaration for fully qualified educators for the 2018-2019 school year.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Baugh, seconded by Mr. Holguin. Call for the vote.
Mr. Ball?
Aye.
Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
Mr. Holguin?
Aye.
Mrs. Smith?
Aye, 4 ayes, no nays. 1 absent. Okay. Moving on, I think we are now on page 135. The joint resolution of the Moreno Valley City Council and the Moreno Valley Unified School District. Dr. Kadzior, could you tell us about this?
Yes, Mrs. Smith. This is a resolution to memorialize the work that Dr. Gutierrez, our mayor, wants to do with our school district. And this is a resolution to spell out, which it does, details the work. And this work is about helping special education students be in an intern program through the city. And this would happen during the school year. And he set aside money in his mayor's budget so that students can be paid for internships at the city. And this is a resolution to demonstrate that. And one of the things we wanted to have happen, but we haven't scheduled it yet, is a meeting where the city would be here and we would have a signing of this resolution, or a ceremonial resolution to support this work that's he's bringing forward. This program has been, we've worked with the special education department and met with them to make sure that it can be done, and they are going to work with the program. So the city, the mayor's budget, Dr. Gutierrez is paying for this, and this is just to provide the details of that work that will take place next year.
Thank you. So we need a motion to approve this joint resolution as presented.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Johnson,
Second, I have a question.
seconded by Mr. Holguin with a question.
Yes, Dr. Katsura, can you briefly, again, maybe I missed it in your explanation, can you briefly explain what is it that we are committing to do if we adopt this resolution?
Yeah, it's much like the Asterisk program that we already do during the summer, but Dr. Gutierrez wants to extend this. As you know, he's a special education teacher in our district, and he wants to extend this opportunity to special education students. These are students in the mild to moderate disabilities program, which are usually served through the Resource Specialist Program or the SDC, special day classes. And many times these students, as you know, through our transition program, they have challenges getting employment. And so this is an effort by Dr. Gutierrez to provide funds from his budget as the mayor to help students develop those transition skills that are necessary in their individualized educational programs to be more career ready and maybe college ready, depending upon their levels and their ability. But it's right in line with our mission statement, and it supports students at a level sometimes that we do have a transition partnership program, but this gives us an even greater ability to serve more students and give them additional opportunities. But it's also, they're going to be working at our city hall, in our city offices. And we always welcome the opportunity for our students to showcase their abilities. And there will be training for them, much like the Asterisk program that we have in place, and support provided for them through the district. So it's we mutually met and agreed upon this, and it's something that will benefit the children, and we're very proud that he's offered this to us.
Thank you. And so you mentioned the Asterisk program a couple of times. So I'm wondering, do we have the same kind of agreement or resolution for the Asterisk program?
The Asterisk program is our own program. We don't need an agreement for that because we do that within our school district. We do have agreements with separate agreements that students and employers sign when students go to work for them. So we have those agreements in place. But this is different because we're in the Asterisk program, we pay for that program out of our LCAP. This program will be funded through the mayor's budget. There are some things that we agreed to support if needed, and that's through our college and career fund that's part of the LCAP. But there may be students who don't have transportation to the city, and so we would provide some transportation when necessary. But other than that, it's mostly in kind. We would provide support from our special education department so that students are supported when they're in those offices at the city.
But there's no cost to the district?
There is no cost, but we did agree to incur some cost if students needed additional items or transportation. We want the students to be successful. We want it to be a successful program, and he's going to pay the students. That's the stipend they're going to receive for completing the program, much like our Asterisk program. But we did, when we sat down and looked at it, students get out of school at different times, and to have parents, that may not be able to transport them. So we wanted to make sure that we provided those resources to support them in being successful, because we want the program to work.
Thank you.
All right, so we have already had a motion and a second. Could we have a vote on this item?
Mr. Baugh?
Aye.
Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
Mr. Holguin?
Aye.
Mrs. Smith?
Aye. Moving on to page 138, J2, Educational Services Discussion Action Items. Dr. Kendziora, could you talk to us about the world language instructional materials for Spanish and French?
Yes, these materials, Mrs. Smith, have been on display for the recommended or the legal amount of time for textbooks to be on display, the 14-day period. And that since they've been on display for that time period, we're now recommending that we go ahead and approve these textbooks for purchase and adoption so that we can have them for our Spanish and French classes in our district.
All right, do I have a motion to approve and adopt these textbooks?
So moved. Second.
Okay, moved by Mr. Johnson, seconded by Mr. Holguin. Call for a vote.
Mr. Baugh?
Aye.
Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
Mr. Holguin?
Aye.
Mrs. Smith?
Aye. All right, and with that, we are moving to 139, comments from board members and superintendent. So we'll start with Mr. Baugh.
Again, I'd like to compliment our superintendent on the 2 articles that he submitted that have been published. I think that it brings good credit to you and to the district and for all the good work that's done. I think if we don't get out there and publicize things, then no one knows. And I just think it's terrific and appreciate your diligence in doing that. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I cut mine as well. I do want to make sure that I mention about what happened last night at Vista del Lago. We had several students who received some special recognition. I wasn't there for all of it, but those that I did see, they were very, very happy. And the parents were very happy and satisfied. In fact, I think the gym was pretty much full. Whenever our students receive awards like that, the parents, they really come out to support their kids. And then today, several of us went down to Riverside to acknowledge and celebrate with some of our outstanding educators and employees from this entire district. So what I've done is I've put together just a little list because I want to make sure that they know if they're watching, and for those out in the audience, you'll know who some of these wonderful people are. we are very proud of everyone that works in this district. But at the end of the year, you can only choose so many in each category as teacher or classified or employee of the year. So starting with a certificated administrator, Susan Buster, Professional Development Center, was recognized today. Confidential staff member Amy Escobar, she was recognized today. She's been recognized before, but today again she was recognized in Riverside. She works in business services. School counselor Amanda Fernandez, she works at Landmark. School counselor again. She was recognized, and we're very proud of the work that she's doing for our kids there. Jennifer Marcias, site support staff member. She works at Butterfield Elementary. She's a special ed teacher. And then we have in the principal ranks, we have Mrs. Latrice Thomas from Hidden Springs Elementary. Wonderful job. We've already mentioned her name earlier during the year, but she was recognized again today. Susan Young, classified staff member at Canyon Springs High School. She works in registrar's office. And then for classified administrator, Carlos Trujillo, works in the IT district office, system administrator. And then as far as our teachers per year, teachers of the year, we have Amy Bird from Palm Middle School, Nicole Flicking from Sunnymead Middle School, she's a teacher, Daniel Holm from Marina Valley High School, and then finally our last teacher of the year was Sally Kim from Towngate. So if you know these people, when you see them, make sure you congratulate them. As I said, we're very pleased with all of the educators that we have and everybody else that works for the district. But these people were recognized today, and I thought it would be a great idea just to mention their names tonight. And with that, I'm going to close with my quote. No matter what your circumstances are, whatever you are, whether you are in prosperity or in adversity, you can learn from every person, a transaction, and circumstance around you. And that's from Brigham Young. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. I just want to stress that we support the sports, we support the activities that the students participate in, and we try to attend as much as we can, and the schedules allow. And sometimes it may look like we don't support certain things because we are not there. Well, I tell you again, we do as much as we can. We support as much as we can. We attend as many activities and events as we can. If we are not there, it's because the schedule is not allowing, or any other circumstance. But I just want to make sure people know that we support all sports and activities. And I always have my list of things that I attend. Mr. Johnson doesn't. But
I knew you would do yours.
I just want to say, thank you, Dr. Kitsuer, and the entire team, and all of those members of the team that were able to attend the CABE Regional Conference, the California Association Bilingual Education Conference, because there were several speakers, several workshops, very valuable. We had several members of the team, and we had one of our students singing there, and it was just a great conference. So thank you for supporting that bilingual education. I think it is important, it's critical. Activities that I was able to attend, and I just have to highlight these because these were amazing performances by the Vista del Lago High School choir. The concert was just an amazing concert at Vista del Lago High School. And then I also attended the Landmark Springs concert and the Vista Heights finale concert. Great talent in those students. And I'm glad that I was able to attend those because it was just perfect performance. And a lot of students participating, a lot of families supporting, so that's absolutely great. But we also have some students that are doing a great job in the speaking skills. We had an award ceremony at Valley View High School for the Friends of Forensics competition, and we had some students from Valley View High School getting awards, getting recognition, and these students are moving on to higher levels, and these are students getting graduating from high school soon, but their speaking skills are just up there, and I think they're going to be very successful wherever they go, not just because of the speaking skills, but this is adding more to their success. So I'm glad that they are participating through that program. And then I was able to attend a few of the open house activities at Towngate, Midland, and Honey Hollow. And the amount of parents attending, especially Towngate had a tremendous amount of people there. And it was a well-organized event, all of them, Towngate, Midland, Honey Hollow. But, it's always good to see the support from the parents, the families, and all the activities that they had for them, and be able to see what the kind of work that is happening in the classroom. That's a great highlight of the evening. And then Dr. Kidzua and I were able to go to the Vista Heights Middle School band concert. The band directors working together, Vista Heights and Canyon Springs, and putting together this concert. And the way the students are performing at the middle school level, getting ready for high school, and then with the director there from the high school, and also observing and I guess coaching to the middle school students, I think is a great future for that program there. And it is the same thing at the other high schools too. We saw the same thing happening. And this past Sunday, we were able to attend the Pacific Crest 25th Anniversary Gala in Diamond Bar. Pacific Crest is the drum corps that comes to Moreno Valley from Diamond Bar every June, July, and they practice at Valley View High School for a few days, and then they participate in the 4th of July parade and at the park, and they get prepared for their annual tour. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because we're partners with this organization, and they're helping our students when they are here. They provide a clinic for our students participating in the marching bands, and I think that is very important. But they also invite some of our students to attend their show at the Rose Bowl in the end of June 30th is going to be their show, and they're going to bring 125, 150 students to that show for free, no charge. And the highlight of this thing, and again, this is one of the reasons I'm mentioning this. This is about 150 members participating on the field at once, 150. And the drum mayor is a former student from Canyon Springs High School. And I think that's remarkable because they have students from all over Southern California participating, and to have one of our former students being the drum mayor is a big thing. And Mr. Andrew Fresca is doing an excellent job. We saw them performing Sunday night, and he did an excellent job along with the entire band. So that's remarkable. I want to thank Mr. Johnson for attending with me the CSBA Delegate Assembly, California School Boards Association Delegate Assembly in Sacramento. We went and got a lot of information that is on its way to Dr. Kitsiora's desk for processing. So there's a lot of good information that we just want to share with you. So it's coming your way. Hopefully it's not creating extra homework, but it may, I don't know, we'll see. But thank you, Mr. Johnson, for being there too. And there's the other items already were mentioned. So I just want to say, I believe that by the time we have our next board meeting, it's going to be after graduations. Is that correct? So because we're getting so close to the end of the year and the graduations are coming up in a week or two, I want to say thank you to the entire team for everything that has been done during the school year, and congratulations to all the students that are graduating, all the students that are moving up from middle school to high school, from elementary to middle school, and thank you to all the parents that have joined the team, that have joined the effort of continuously improving the educational system here in Moreno Valley. And all the partners, the businesses and faith-based organizations and many other organizations that have joined, that have trusted the system, I want to say thank you. And we look forward to continue that partnership because it is critical that we continue working together and to find ways to open the doors for students to be successful. I think we're doing the right thing, and we will continue to do so. So thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. I will not take very long, but I'd like to mention a couple of things. I listened in on the telephone town hall. I thought it was really great. Your answers to all the questions were terrific. Dr. Kadziora handled that in a remarkable manner. The subject was safety. You know, it's just, we can never do enough on school safety. You can never be prepared enough. You can never do enough. And I want parents out there to know that we're doing everything we can to keep your students safe on our campuses. We take safety very seriously. This entire telephone town hall was devoted to school safety, and we are interested in keeping your students safe when they're on campus. Last week we had awards and recognitions where we recognized students and staff members who have had great accomplishments. We shook hands with, it was hundreds of students who have been in the AVID program. We recognize students that are going to college. Each of the AVID students named the college, or a few are going into the military, where they're headed next. So the important thing is to have a plan. You're going to graduate from high school in a couple of weeks. Where are you headed? Think about that. Congratulations to everybody who's graduating, and we hope you're prepared for a bright and happy future. I was happy to see, maybe I mentioned this last time, the increase in the number of students completing the A through G requirements. These are the requirements for students to go to a Cal State or UC system. And I am glad that we have more and more students completing these requirements, and I'd like to see that continue on an upward trend like our high school graduation rate has, like our college attendance rate has. Let's keep those A through G requirement rates going up as well. Then students will not have to take remedial classes when they get to Cal State or Moreno Valley College or one of those other schools, so be prepared. I also went to the open house at Towngate. What a fun experience. They started out with some performances. They have a fantastic drill team. They had a musical group performing, some very talented kids and a very talented staff with an enthusiastic principal over at Towngate Elementary School. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. It was great to go to the classrooms and see all the fantastic work that those students have done. Last night we went to, it was a reclassification ceremony, but also celebrating students who have participated in the Families for Colleges. Another thing that we do to emphasize college attendance is to help students of limited English-speaking students that are now reclassifying to English, help those parents to learn what they need to do to help their kids to prepare for and to be successful in college. There is not enough that we can do. These are usually first-generation college students, and their parents don't know the whole system of applying and helping their kids and what their kids need to take in high school, how to help them apply for college, how to get them financial aid, how to maybe apply for scholarships. So helping them with these skills is something that I think is really important. And today, of course, was celebrating educators. We celebrated so many of our staff members and teachers who are just excellent. Everyone who works in this district is dedicated to students, is an excellent employee, and thank you to all of you. And with that, I will turn the time over to Dr. Kadziora.
Thank you, Mrs. Smith. I just want to mention that I want the board to know how proud in the cabinet we should be of the partnerships that we're establishing in our community. People are coming to us because our students are performing, and when they see them perform, they want to be part of this. I mentioned Moreno Valley Auto Mall tonight, and I was very pleased to facilitate a meeting where they designed a program to reward our students. And tomorrow night, a student of ours will walk away with a car. Now, isn't that something? I mean, they want to do this for us.
I'm going to be there.
Because they say, you know, every time your students come perform at Rotary or other venues, they always impress us and they get better and better. Prologis at Northridge Elementary School had a day of impact, and I hope you get a chance to go see what they did to that school. They donated their time. It was no one was paid by us, and it was a beautiful thing because I've got to meet those people, and I want to thank Tina Dagnall's team who worked with them to facilitate this. But they did a makeover of the multi-purpose room and the steam garden outside, which they call their mesa. They put new decorative fencing out there. And that would have been about $20,000 if we had done it ourselves. But to the students who saw this happening, and also they created a butterfly garden there for students to go harvest butterflies. And you know how much they enjoy that? I mean, I didn't know this, but I was talking to some kids there, but they really enjoy that kind of activity. But these people came. They were not from our district. One parent works at Prologis. Her daughter goes to Northridge. But the rest of the people were all from, other communities. And so that kind of service and that kind of support is hard to find. And then UC Riverside, and I've got this for each of you, recently published a document where they recognized our students because they are very impressed with how many students go to UC Riverside, and our students were recognized in this document. I want to say to you also that thank you for the support of the students in our district because the graduations are coming, and we're very proud of what we've accomplished as far as our mission statement, because we said we wanted students to be college and career ready, and tonight I gave you some data that that's happening. And I do want you to know that we're only 1% behind a neighboring district that we're compared to. And so we're very proud of that because we've had so much growth over the past 8 years. And that's, through a Board of Education that supports these missions, but our vision and our strategic plan. And I want to thank our parent ambassadors because there's one in the audience tonight, but what a wonderful program that was begun in this district under our LCAP through Dr. White that I have continued. But meeting with them is one of the constant, reminders to me of how humbling an experience it is to what they do for our community. So I just want to say our community partnerships are strong and getting stronger, and I'm very proud of our school district, and I'm proud of what we do together. So thank you.
Mrs. Smith, I need to make one more statement.
All right, Mr. Baugh, it's out of order, but go ahead.
Okay. I am going to be going to a high school graduation, but it's in Carmel, Indiana, and I will not be at any of the high school graduations. I'll be to the activities the week before, but I'll be gone that particular week. So I just want you to know that I'll be thinking of you, and I'm just sick that we're going to do the stadium at King of Springs. I'm not going to be there for that because I was a big supporter of that. And the other comment I'd like to make is, are we going to get an update of the revised?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, I think that's important.
I can do a part of the budget presentation on the next meeting.
Okay.
We'll update.
I would like to see that. Thank you.
All right, we'll see if we can invite you as a special guest the next year, since you're missing this year. Thank you. And so, at 9:13, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.